Good, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Chris Marcus Bonus, evening edition of Fire of Liberty, brand new edition of a unique, spectacular celebration. Just of not only the one thing that I would love to announce or to sort of manage, or not just manage, but lead. And by lead, I mean kind of express, because this is like a quantum understanding of like the quantum uniqueness of what can be done. Like an establishment of, and it's just a cool thing that once again helps manifest new ways, new forms of energy, and just new ideas in general. So there's already, for example, things being discovered. For example, with cold fusion, I would describe it in a few ways. I think a lot of understanding of what goes on, and just the natural understanding of quantum energy will help explain the process of how cold fusion is made, creates energy, and how it's self-sufficient per se. So, cold fusion, I understand it as it's quite a large amount of energy, and it's invisible. It's ultrasound as well as vibration. So, I may need to double check that, but I'm very certain that is definitely exactly how cold fusion works, and it is, of course, its own loop. Another thing, of course, is electromagnetic plasma fusion containment generator. For example, for an energy source can be turned into a generator. And then of course cold fusion. The frequency of the energy of how electromagnetic waves contacts with our atmosphere is what does generate heat, or friction per se. I would perceive that as friction, and then what we perceive that way. Also, is the fact of the matter of I was gonna say so cold fusion is the sun. The sun is cold. It's bright. I mean, it's a lot of energy. I know that. No, for example, those that actually travel to, and meaning us, we travel multidimensionally there. Of course, that's known. So now in a 3D perspective, which is kind of cool because we can jump from 3D to higher dimensions. That's awesome. So, meaning a joyful kind of celebration, exuberant, jubilant exclamation of because once again, it is kind of important that we are able to go into our multi-dimensional reality or multi-dimensional self, do some work on some other planets, especially on their star, from the hollow part, spend some time in those areas, those what we can consider vacation areas, or their structures and their buildings and their cultures, and meet all the the millions and millions of millions of beings, millions of species that go through, that live there in the sun and on the surface of the sun, and once again experience the crystal gardens that are on the sun. And of course, understand the electromagnetic energy that happens on this planet and how we can develop ourselves to be more advanced that way. And there's more forms of physics than what we're aware of. So let's keep that in mind. So yeah, another thing is something that's kind of already known, which is a cool thing about the mind, which we develop and understand, and of course it's cool. So consciousness, you change the consciousness, you change, it's easier than moving things. You just shift consciousness, and then it is that. So that's another cool thing. The I am that I am. That's kind of understanding for consciousness. What was the other thing? Is solar energy, just suns in general. That's how this star, our sun, this star, the central sun. Once again, the galactic central sun, and then of course the stars that exist in our galaxy, and of course throughout other galaxies. We can, once again, there's portals, of what I understand, stargates, and we're gonna learn more about that as time goes on. That's going to be some of the things that are in my. This is just going to be kind of common knowledge. For example, in some of the educational schools that I will be making, building, creating. Because that's something that needs to be known. Because when you know that they exist, you can create them, and when you can create them with your mind via consciousness, and therefore via consciousness you can create your mind. You can create a mind. Notice I said M-I-N-D, not M-I. Not the other kind of. Anyway, what I mean by mind is the limitless number, and of course, this saying goes: the total number of minds in the universe is one. So, what else? Of course, there's a lot of creations, lots of potentials that are in existence and being created with advanced technology for flying, for transportation, and something, basically just things that are literally. I mean, when we think about it, this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like to have the civilization right before it goes. For example, Star Trek. Even though the saying goes is that we're already in a Star Trek nation or Star Trek world. Which is true. We got Solar Ward, and we got so many. Anyway, so what another important thing is that, once again, we're a ground crew. We're anchoring light, and we're also accelerating and heightening light. I help anchor light, and I help accelerate light. And once again, I am a beacon of light. Yes, I do. Once again, set a ladder. Once again, of course, I don't interfere too much with free will. At the same time, I love, because love is a beautiful vibration, and I definitely enhance that. Definitely encourage that. So I'm going to be at places. So bear with me. I'm going to be at places. I'm going to be there very suddenly, very quickly. You will see me when you least. Well, I'm quick, so I'll be there when you least expect it. Meaning, and I'm love, so the other thing is just lots of good news, lots of positive beings, advanced human beings, or advanced beings doing paradisical seeding and advanced evolutionary work. This is your host, Christopher Curtis Bones, Evening Edition, Fire of Liberty. Your guardian of light, guardian being of love, love being, light being, crystal being of light, advanced crystalline DNA being, 7th, 9th, 6th, and 12th, and 13th, and 15th, as well as 22nd and 39th dimensional being. Heaven Essence being able to anchor light of Heaven Essence, creator of Heaven Essence, creator being, and ambassador to light, ambassador of light, ambassador for planet Earth, ambassador for freedom, peace, prosperity, and joy, paradise, love, enticement, in. Let's see, love being for this solar system, as well as love being for this galaxy. Ambassador for the solar system, and ambassador for the galaxy, and universal ambassador. Being of love, being of light. Love you all. This is your host, Christopher Bone. I love you all.